Hi guys, Jordan here with Motion Array, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the winners of our Motion Array Halloween Challenge. Since about the middle of October, we've been hosting a contest where the idea was to create a Halloween-style intro title sequence, and we had a lot of awesome submissions, but sadly, we could only choose 3 winners. So I'm going to be sharing with you those 3 winners right now. But first, let's get into the Halloween spirit again, even though it's the beginning of November. So here we go. Here's our 3rd place winner, who's going to be going home with a 1-year subscription to Motion Array. Awesome. This was a really strong project, exactly why it actually won 3rd place, but let's just go over some of the reasons why we actually selected this one. This was a notable project, first of all, for the reason that it does something really well here. It has a stylistic theme going on. It has this sort of like a glittery, kind of shimmery text kind of going on that you can see, but that entire theme kind of like permeates the entire project. Even the glitching that happens from time to time, it kind of like goes in line with that feeling. You can see here where the cross kind of glitches in and out. It's got a similar feel and a similar vibe. I love the choice of font. It feels a little bit different. It's a serif font, so it's got that sort of like old-timey feeling to it, which you might notice that a lot of Halloween films will do, but it's got like a unique characteristic to it. It feels almost like a Goonies style, pirate-esque, sort of distressed sort of font, and I really think that goes very well with the Halloween theme. Wise choice. And then the flickering and stuttering in and of itself, like sometimes I'll watch projects that will actually incorporate these kind of glitches and stutters, and it won't be integrated in a way that makes it feel kind of holistic. It's hard to explain, but sometimes you'll see it and it feels out of place. CJ managed to incorporate this in a way that feels very natural. It's got a stutter, it's got a blur to it. You can see here in this still frame, we've got a little bit of a blur happening. There's at one point in time where there's multiple eyes present at the same time. And you've got smooth flowing transitions from one scene to the next. And finally, you've got an overall consistent color palette of red. You know, it's kind of easy to do for Halloween, red or orange, but this one definitely goes with the theme, which, if you go to the very end, the title of this is Blood Cemetery. So there's just an overall feeling of cohesiveness for the whole thing. Sound design was nice, the title animations were fantastic, but more than just the individual parts that you use to make this project look nice, everything meshes together and feels like it's supposed to work together, which is one of the hardest and most difficult to explain pieces of video editing, but you managed to nail it. So congratulations, CJ, you get a 1-year subscription to motionarray.com. Now, on to our 2nd place winner. Awesome. This one was, as far as aesthetics go, the one that I'm most personally have an affinity for. It's almost got a little bit of a Westworld vibe in the sense that it's got a lot of close-up macro shots with a shallow depth of field mixed in with some very classy looking font. Again, like CJ, who won 3rd place, VM Design X has a very consistent theme going throughout the entire project. Skulls are just in every single shot, and that's one way to help to make sure that your project is just cohesive, is that you're not putting in random things together. There's a definite consistent theme. It's skeletons. It's really simple, but it's really effective. I really like the very slow, simple fade. You can see that if we take this ending credit shot here, it's not just a simple fade in, it fades in from left to right very quickly but very subtly. It's very classy looking, very high production value. Again, reminds me a little bit of that Westworld kind of vibe. Very dark, very gritty, but at the same time, very classy. All the tones are incredibly dark. There's not a lot of popping of colors. It's very monochromatic, but at the same time, there's a lot of contrast and distinction between elements, which makes it really easy to follow. Again, just simple things like your choice of fonts, where to even place the fonts. Like you have this piece of negative space here in the middle, and you chose a really nice spot to put the text there. And then right at the beginning here, it's like negative space. beautiful. Something that a lot of people overlook is that sometimes, like when you have dark elements and then a bright element, it can look off when you put white text over top of the brightest element in the shot, but it works here. You managed to pull it off, which is really nice. And then a piece that maybe people wouldn't have noticed is that right here, written by Barb Mackey, that actually disappears, which required some rotoscoping. You can see the text disappears behind this part of the skeleton, which is just a really nice subtle touch that, you know, not everybody will pick up on, but it really helps to immerse you in kind of this feeling that this is a high production value project. You put time and effort into it. I was pretty, you know, finicky at looking at every single pixel here and seeing if you messed up the mask at all. You didn't. It was fantastic. Great job. Very strong submission. You had an excellent choice in stock footage. You kept a theme going. You were very particular and precise with your decisions. The title animation used here is wonderful, and it helps to create that overall vibe of sort of like ominous but still classy at the same time. If I was to give one point of criticism, I would have loved to hear a little bit more sound design thrown in there. The music track on its own does give quite a lot of ambiance, and if you've watched something like True Detective before, there's no sound design that goes with that intro sequence, so it's not by any means something that you're obligated to do, but that's something that here would have loved to have seen personally. But overall, it was so strong that it managed to win second place, and you as well are getting a 1-year subscription to Motion Array as well as an iPad mini. But now we're on to our first place submission. Drum roll please, and let's take a look.
Earlier in the day, the video started going viral.
Strange reports are coming in from across the country.
The president was evacuated.
America is under attack.
A lot of people are waking up to a new reality.
What is going on?
911, what's your emergency?
Oh my God, they're outside my house!
This one, honestly, when I saw it at first, I had this moment of questioning of like, did you steal this from an actual production that's on television or an actual like Netflix series? Because like that's the level of production value and quality that's gone into this intro sequence. It's fantastic. Right from the get-go, you've got amazing sound design, which just helps to like pull me in and know that like, oh, okay, I'm in good hands. I can sort of like let my critiquing mind go to the side and just enjoy this wonderful intro sequence here. Your storytelling is just on point. You have a very clear message. Your use of little audio snippets to help tell the story is something that takes a lot of work and a lot of searching, but absolutely pays dividends as a result. It really helps to tell the story in a really quickly and efficient way without making it feel like somebody's just feeding you, spoon feeding you that information. It makes it feel like you're organically kind of figuring out what the story is actually telling you, and by far and away, this project, more than any other one, nailed the storytelling aspect of this contest. But this one as well has a very clear theme going on here. There's this red sort of splotching that happens every time. Sometimes it's highlighting something that's written on a newspaper. Sometimes it looks like blood dripping through water. It's used here in this shot as a double exposure effect. And at the very end here, it's used to turn the credits from white to red, which has a lot of symbolism. The whole newspaper clippings sort of like piecing together information works so well with your use of sound design and little sound snippets that are helping to tell the story as well. Overall, this project is incredibly cohesive. It's beautiful to look at, beautiful to listen to. I've actually watched it probably like, not gonna lie, probably like 18, 19 times now, just because it's fun to watch. It's actually like a really cool intro sequence. And again, I mentioned it at the beginning, I genuinely thought for a second, I needed to look this up to make sure that you didn't steal it from something that's actually been produced by Netflix. But yeah, congratulations. It's a fantastic project. Won first prize. So Etienne, you're going to be winning an iPad Pro with an Apple Magic keyboard, and also you're getting a 1-year subscription to Motion Array as well. So congratulations again to our first, second, and third place winners. You guys did fantastic. And just know that even if you didn't win first, second, or third place, doesn't mean that we didn't watch your project and absolutely love it. There were so many sequences that we watched and we're a little bit sad that we couldn't actually include them in the top 3 because there was a lot of stiff competition this time around. It's really clear that so many of you have insane skill as video editors and have a really unique ability to tell stories visually. So all I can say is that we're going to be hopefully hosting a lot of contests like these in the future, so there will be more opportunities in the future to show off what you can do. But guys, thanks so much for stopping by. Thank you to everybody for participating, and I'm going to turn the background to purple again, because we're getting back to normal here. A lot of great stuff is coming up in the future, so stay tuned. But guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.